Where do you go to find content to fill 2 hours a day, every day, for 6 years nationally? Where does your head go to? What's some good advice?
I've always, and you know this about sometimes in meetings, I've always pushed funny or relatable over topical because I just think it's better to find a part of life or a slice of life that everyone listening can relate
Mainly
to.
because you didn't read the paper, right?
And it also stops you having to do any research, which is great. You can also not know who the surviving Beatles are. But it's always that thing I always go, if everyone's like, oh, well, House Rules last night rated 2 million, I'd be like, yeah, well, 20 million didn't watch it. So definitely by that maths, the most popular things to talk about is who didn't watch House Rules last night, which
topical.
is me.
Yeah.
But
so don't be topical to be relatable was your message.
It does. I don't think it's a cure-all.
Right.
I don't think. It's if you watch something and you're passionate about it and you can present it in a way where even if people didn't watch it or don't care about it, can find funny in it, that's great. But just kind of hitting things for the sake of hitting things, I think is probably just a bad place to start the idea generation process. I mean, I can't think of any jokes before the show or like write down a funny thing. For me personally, it's about trying to find an idea or a space that I think with Ando and I will generate a fun conversation. And that's just kind of because that's our style. For other people, that might not work, but I know Ando is the same. Like we've evolved to this place to go, it's way better if we can bring just a box of kindling to the show to see what happens with it rather than just one beautiful log that that has to burn. Otherwise we didn't get a segment out of it. So I sort of find it and really the less I think about radio, the more I think about radio in a funny way. Sitting in an office staring at a screen is a horrible place to be. The less I'm in the building and the less I'm trying to think of ideas, it's trying to keep one finger on the pulse as you try and distract yourself as much as possible. Because then when you do come up with something and you can write it down and go, I think that'll be funny for the show. And to be honest, quite a lot of the time, even though it's when I least feel like it, if we've done a live show, it's in the hour after the show that I think your brain is just in radio mode, and a lot of the time I find in that hour after getting off air, I end up thinking of a lot of stuff.
So your main place to go looking for content was what would make a great conversation here.
That's the one.
Yeah.
With Anna. What would be, that's it. Sorry if I talked for too long.